You guys, I have like a really stupid thing that annoyed me that happened to me this week, and you guys will get a kick out of this, and you're gonna probably use it against me in the future.
Can't wait.
But I go to the dentist, right? Just it's like my
Routine
I'm excited
checkup.
for this.
semi-annual checkup. Yeah, and honestly, they tell me the same thing every time, and it is the fact that I have receding gums essentially, so my gums are a little bit higher. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, well that makes me feel a little bit better.
It's only on, I
They
have it
make
on
me
one
sound
tooth.
crazy when I go
I have
in.
it on one tooth.
One tooth.
Yeah.
Interesting. Why the how
That
the
guy.
one?
See,
Interesting.
can you tell? That one's like a little lower. And that
canine.
one's
Yeah.
higher.
You're kind of blurry.
Mine's really
so
bad
I
on that
can't
one
really see.
too. I can
Well,
see my
if it-
root on it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I
nice.
cannot tell, but I'll believe you.
Oh wait, no, I like that pony.
You look
Bring it
really
back.
cute right now, holding
Bring
up
your hair
your
back in the frame. That was
gums.
cute. Well, anyways, they tell me that I need to stop.
Yeah.
They're like, how hard are you brushing? And I'm like, I don't know, like an average person brusher.
No, I remember you. I remember you smashing your toothbrush.
Kiara, I'm
Yeah, it
imagining
was.
you just you're vigorous. Your toothbrush
No.
is flat.
It probably
Like go get your
is.
toothbrush right now and put it in frame, and I know that it's like flat.
Well, I mean, it's not fully flat, but it's like flatter than
Oh
probably
my
it
gosh.
It is. It's flatter. Honestly, Kiara, because I have the
so then
exact
you
same
don't-
problem.
yeah.
My dentist told me the same thing, and you know what I did? I got a Sonicare toothbrush, and I didn't believe them that I was brushing too hard. But when you use a Sonicare, if you push too hard,
Wow.
it beeps at you. And I had to train it. Like trained me to not push
It's just
hard
one big.
because it was like for a while I was like, why is this thing beeping all the time? And then I
be.
realized,
Oh
it's
my
because I'm.
goodness.
It's like it does. It
And
goes
that-
like do 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 if you like push too hard. So
So
yeah,
funny.
I mean
if
it's
it
too late though. My
stops
gums
it-
are already like
Well,
receded,
that is
but
what
they're
they were
not
telling me
receding
to do. They're
anymore.
like, look at this
hopefully, because
brush.
of that.
You should get it. They're like, it is a lot of money, so
Yeah.
put it on your Christmas list. I'm like, I don't want to put a toothbrush on my
I
Christmas
know,
list.
I know. Toothbrushes
but, like,
at Christmas
I kind
aren't
of need
fun.
to.
Yeah.
It's just not fun, but maybe I need to.
Hey, it's Casey,
I'm Meredith.
And this is Kiara.
and we're three best friends in a long-distance relationship.
We've learned some valuable lessons along the way over the last 10 years of being friends.
Now let's get to it because
Kira, let's try it. Let's try it.
What?
Mary, do that again.
Hey, hey. Hey, hey. I don't know. Hi.
hey guys,
Hello. Thanks.
welcome back. I'm Meredith,
And I'm Kiara.
I'm Casey.
and today we have kind of a fun topic.
Ooh,
We
woo,
are going to
woo.
dig into conspiracy theories. Now, before we get too far into it,
No.
we want to preface
Oh.
we are not experts. We have said
Nope.
this before. We'll
Uh-huh.
say it again. We have not claimed that this is a math podcast or a music
Right.
podcast. And now we're saying
No.
this is not a conspiracy theory expert podcast. We are
Oh, yeah.
just some average TikTok watchers who have
Really,
some
what you're
thoughts.
hearing tonight is an accumulation of multiple nights of us probably staying up until like 3 a.m. watching videos that we have no business
Absolutely.
watching. But I'm super
100%.
pumped. But I think before we get started, we asked all of you guys, what are some of your biggest conspiracy theories? And we would love to read them off because honestly, you guys went hard. I'm kind of digging it.
I know. I was loving reading these responses. Should I just like quick hit go? I'm gonna say we have Michael Jackson faked his death and is still
Yeah.
alive. That actually
Go ahead.
that one came up quite a bit.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll dig
we
into
like
that.
that one. We like
Yeah.
that one.
And we'll dig into that one.
I
A
also
little bit later.
loved the birds are fake. I'm kind
Yeah.
of obsessed with that one. I haven't personally dove into that one myself, but I'm like,
Same.
the birds are fake.
Yeah. Well, that one is interesting because have you seen any of the stuff about it?
Not a lot,
Enlighten me.
actually.
So I will enlighten you about it. So Noah's like really into this. This account is called Birds Aren't Real. And Noah has a bunch of t-shirts that are from them that's like a picture of a bird with binoculars and it says
Stop.
bird watching goes both ways.
Funny.
Stop.
Like ones
I
like
need
that are so
shirt.
funny. And the point of it, like it's satirical, but this guy is unhinged. He like goes on to like Fox News, like he like goes onto these news broadcasting stations and like honestly makes a fool of the people who are interviewing him, because they're like, now this is
Right.
a hoax, right? Like this is totally
Yeah.
and he's like, I am so offended. I cannot believe you're treating me like this. Like you gave me this spot and now you're treating me like garbage.
Stop.
Like he'll like go into, but his whole point of doing it is like people get so heated over such like random topics.
Yeah.
Like he said it started because he was like out in like a park somewhere in some big city and there were people protesting. I can't even remember what they were protesting. It was like I think it was at like an abortion clinic or something, and there were people protesting outside. And he picked up a piece of like cardboard and he was like, what are the most random words I can write down on this? And it was birds aren't real.
Stop.
And so then he started chanting, birds aren't real. Like birds are fake. And people started swarming
That is such an interesting
and chanting
story.
it with him. And it like threw that other mob off. So they all left. You know. So, anyways, he like it kind of came out of that. He like started this.
It's
whole
a social
and it's all
experiment,
just
essentially.
it's a social experiment. Yes, it's
That's
amazing.
really, really funny. Wow.
That is funny.
Okay.
And it actually kind of creeps me out because one of my friends was in California this weekend and she said she saw some birds. She's like, I'm not trying to be dramatic, but I like saw some birds. And they were like, I think some were seagulls. And she
They were
was like,
watching
they
me.
were kind of weird. And I was like, are they not
But
real?
his thing is like they like charge on the poles. Like that's why they like
All line
all
up.
get on the electrical lines because they're like charging
Oh
on
my
there.
gosh,
You know.
that's
That's
so
actually
funny.
so funny. There were a
Yeah.
couple of that, like those two.
I love that. Well, and it's funny because someone else said birds are actually government plants, which I think is very fascinating and kind of a big brother idea where they're spies for the government to sit on a telephone wire and stare at us all day. So just to add another layer of depth to that, that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember the Black Mirror episode where it was like the bees were
Oh
not
my
real? I don't. Okay, I'm gonna have to-
gosh.
if you guys haven't seen
It's
this
insane.
episode,
It's
I will
totally
spoil it for
insane.
you. So warning. But essentially, in Black Mirror, a Netflix show, the little bugs. I mean, they're like robotic, and they go and kind of like torment these people. I don't exactly remember what happens,
because
but
they have facial recognition abilities.
Oh,
they
that's
build that in
right.
from the government
Ew.
to be able to identify somebody, and then they all swarm that person.
That's it. That's insane.
What?
And then
Insane.
if there's
Ew,
someone
I
that they
hate
need
that.
to eliminate, then
Look at him.
they can
Ugh.
facially recognize somebody and get the job done. It's Black Mirror's crazy.
Honestly,
If you've never seen Black
wow.
Mirror, I mean, some of
Yeah.
them they keep you up at night a little bit, so you gotta tread lightly, but very fascinating.
I mean, some of those could be conspiracy theories because
Oh,
they're like
100%.
these crazy ideas, and then people are like, well, what if that actually does come true? You know?
Totally. Well, another one that I really found really fascinating is that people being replaced. Specifically, people brought up Avril Lavigne, which I think is so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Um,
Melissa. I have heard
And
that.
that she's actually a different person. But I mean, I haven't only heard this with Avril Lavigne. We've heard of this with Kanye West being replaced by somebody
Yeah,
else.
that's
also.
a new one.
But just a lot of
Britney
Britney
Spears,
Spears
too.
too. Just a lot of people over the years like, you're different, you're not the same. I know with Britney Spears, there's been a lot of things like and discussions about her teeth. Like her teeth are way different now than they used to be before, and
People pay
Oh.
such close attention.
they really do. They really do. And now with like deep fake abilities, and you're able to like change people's faces, like, are people actually getting away with this? We haven't seen this person in public, so maybe it is all I don't know. I always think that concept is really, really crazy. And technology is
Very interesting.
scary.
Yeah.
Have you heard about the stuff with like lizard people too? That was kind of something. It was like Avril
Yeah,
Lavigne
I
was a
saw that
lizard
one,
person, was
and I
something someone
didn't
said.
know what that was. So what does that
Well,
mean?
so there's this whole conspiracy that like the world's elite are lizard people.
Yeah.
And that like when they
Oh.
blink, you can see like the little like lizardy skin.
How their eyes blink
behind
from
their
like the
eyes.
side, kind of, and
oh,
Yes. But and which I don't believe that that's true. I think that that's very like far out there. But someone, I forget who it was. Shoot. So sorry if you're listening to this and you told me this. There is something interesting with so like back like thinking biblically, back in Noah's time, there's a verse back there that talks about like these like angel beings that were walking on the earth. I forget what they're called. Something with an
Nephilim?
Something with an N. Yeah, something like that. And so the theory is, to dig deeper into that lizard theory, the theory is that those fallen angels were like mating with people and creating these like lizard.
Oh, but they really were.
And like
they're like
now
half
they're like
human.
they're like
they're
the
like
elite.
half human, half angel, fallen angel type of people. Yes.
Yeah.
I
Yeah. Like they're
dove
like the
into this
fallen
once.
angels that like
It's true.
Yeah. Yeah. Isn't that wild? So I don't believe it, but
I mean, makes sense also because I mean, Satan didn't fall out of heaven by himself. He brought a lot of people with him. And what did those people do?
Yeah.
yes.
There was another one on there that I had to kind of look into a little bit. The Denver airport.
Yes, please tell me
one.
what that
There
was.
Only one.
I didn't know what that was.
But
oh,
I just have to look it up. But this theory proposes that the Denver International Airport contains secret underground bunkers and tunnels for like a shady group of people that are like
Really?
planning for the
Freemasons.
apocalypse.
Really?
yes. So there's
Yeah.
a bunch of statues and stuff that are also in the airport that have Freemason symbols on them. And that horse statue that's out front,
Yeah.
so that statue fell on top of the artist that created it. Like while he was like making
man.
it fell on him and killed him.
Actually, I did hear
And
that.
supposedly when it went up, it did not have red eyes. And since over the years, its eyes have turned
That
red.
is
And
really
so
creepy.
that it's like possessed
super
or something,
creepy.
people think. Yeah.
Well, the Freemasons kind of take us into a very, very popular one that you guys talked about and we'll probably talk about today, which is the Illuminati. Ooh, is it real?
Dun, dun,
Is it
dun.
fake? Oh, we're going to talk about it, you guys. We have so many thoughts about just a ton of things, so I'm really excited. Okay. So the Illuminati. Now, some of you might be rolling your eyes right now. Casey, this is ridiculous. What are you doing? Listen, I have stayed up too many late nights looking at videos about this to not believe there's a little bit of truth in it. Come on now. I need you guys
You can
to
go
get
down
into
such
this.
a big rabbit hole.
yeah.
So, I mean, really, in terms of Illuminati for me, because I'm so into music and I'm so into just like people's abilities to create music that's just high level and that takes people to, you know, just a different level of artistry opposed to just like the average Joe. There's a lot of raw talent, but then sometimes you like hear an artist and you're like, I don't know, you're just kind of like, whatever, like you're good, but like, why are you like on top of the world right now? And that's kind of where the Illuminati comes in. So again, I say sprinkle a little bit of salt on top of this conversation right now.
I don't think I know this in the full
Take
extent.
it for what it's worth, you guys. Take a little bit, leave a little bit. It doesn't matter. Listen, this is all just kind of funny at the end of the day.
This is
Yeah,
fun.
we don't know
So-
what we're talking about.
Really, the main premise of the Illuminati is that it is more of like a group that helps people elevate their status. So essentially, I think sometimes when we think of the Illuminati, we think of like this overarching, we have these main people in charge. And some people have said Beyonce and Jay-Z are the head of the Illuminati. But really, I think when I think of the Illuminati, I think I break it more down of there's people who say, hey, I can give you power. I can give you stardom. I can give you fame. I can really give you anything that you desire. And I can make it happen for you. But in order to make that happen for you, you have to give me a little something in return. So whether that be just compromising your morals, or it can be something super, super big as like, hey, in order to get this, you're going to have to get rid of something else in your life. That could be more of a bigger thing. Maybe this is like you have to cut relationships with everybody you've ever known, or maybe something even bigger than that. But essentially the idea is whether you're doing more of like, I'm going to say the word ritual, you guys, and a ritual, like it can be something really, really simple as like, okay, I need you to go over there and I need you to say this thing in front of these people that you know extremely contradicts what it is that you believe. And if you say that, this will happen. And I totally believe that the Illuminati has some ties to the spiritual realm. Oh my gosh, you guys are probably listening like,
Yeah.
she's insane.
I know we've already talked about half human, half
No, I'm
angel.
so
So there's
into
probably
this.
people that have tuned out.
I think it's totally all connected with the spiritual realm, where these people who are saying, I can give you whatever you desire, whatever you want,
Yeah.
already are in this world. They have some sort
Yeah.
of, you've heard this phrase a million times, a deal with the devil, right?
Yeah.
They've signed their name in blood with whatever, and whatever sort of contract they are binding. And now, because they're in it, what is their job? To get as many people signing their name as well. So pretty much what everybody's doing in this world of fame, culture, pop culture, all of that stuff. Who can I get next to be up at the top? Who can be the most influential in this country? Who can get people to buy this product? Who can get people to listen to this music? So come on, guys. Doja Cat, something's going on with that girl.
Yeah, she's a little out there.
Cray. Okay. So Doja Cat, who was Doja Cat? I mean, sorry if you are like an OG Doja Cat. I know she's been around a minute. But who was Doja Cat? And then 2020 came. I'm sorry, but she was literally every single sound on TikTok. Every single sound.
Oh, yeah.
She blew
everywhere.
up. Why'd she blow up? Why'd she blow up, you guys? Tell me. Why'd she blow up? So the other question from that is, she tweeted, I'm done with music. I quit. Do you guys remember that?
I remember that.
I don't think she's done with music, considering she just released a new album. Okay. And she's been super, super shady with her outfits and the things that she's been wearing. She completely covered herself in entire red Swarovski crystals, glued each individual crystal to her entire body.
Oh, yeah.
Shaved her head. Okay, this girl is going bonkers. Okay, she's going bonkers. Now, if you listen to Kiara, don't laugh at me. You are so into this.
I'm just laughing because you're going down the Doja train.
I'm going down.
I'm like entranced because I know none of this. I'm not paying attention to this.
You don't need to
stay
stay up till 3 a.m. and do this. This is why I'm doing this for you. Okay.
Sure. Yep.
So the thing with Doja Cat, she said she wanted to quit music. However, she's so fully immersed in it right now. It's really confusing. It's like, what's going on? Why is this happening? Now, not only is she like doing music, Doja right now is huge. I don't know if you guys, she's everywhere, right? She's back almost to, I would say, to her 2020
Well, especially
status.
that song about being the devil.
Mm-hmm.
That one is like everywhere right now.
Literally, that song, that album, I don't know if you've seen any of her covers. She's literally dressed up as a demon. Wild. She's literally dressed up as a demon.
So does that mean like her having that kind of ritual? Do you think that like artists like that equate to being a part of the Illuminati, or what's the
so really
Illuminati
there's going to
part?
be tiers, right? So even if you're in the Illuminati, and maybe you wouldn't even say, no, I'm in the Illuminati. It's like maybe you've done like one ritual, and there's something they call it the humiliation ritual, where you have to do something that makes you look absolutely insane so that they know you're in it. Doja Cat has done some pretty crazy things, I would say, these past couple of years. And so there's just so many more things with Doja Cat specifically, and there's so many other people, you guys. There's so many other people, but I'm just zeroing on Doja because she's the most relevant at the moment. But I think the biggest thing overall for her, some of the pictures she's posting are like creepy. All of her albums are red. She's changed all of her colors of everything to red. And if you've noticed, just in the music industry as a whole, everyone is wearing red right now. Red totally goes along with the Illuminati. It's that color. It's kind of just that eerie, just, I don't know. It's not like a happy cherry red. It's like a deep, dark red. And you're seeing it, and you're seeing it everywhere right now. And Doja is absolutely repping it. I mean, she painted her entire body red, so that, that's saying something right there. Yes, Kiara, you're raising your hand.
I am raising my hand.
Yeah, Kiara's dying.
I'm dying because I feel like if I don't say it now, it's going to just
disappear,
be erased from my memory. So I need to jump in right now. And that is to say, can I play devil's advocate and give another scenario of something that I heard was that specifically for Doja, just since we're going along this train, just a little bit of backstory. I am really into, I think it's called the Hollywood podcasts or something Hollywood with Allison Stoner from Camp Rock. She kind of like exposes
she
Hollywood.
is incredible. Oh,
Mhm.
that podcast
Yes.
is great. If
So
you have a
good.
chance, you need to listen to that, you guys.
Yes, listen to the rest of
So
this
good.
episode and then
Right,
go
right,
to-
right,
and
right.
then go to
and then
hers.
jump on hers. Yeah.
But she kind of shed some light on child actors and whatnot. But it was after that, like I think I just got like a lot of stuff on my feed about Hollywood, whatever. A theory that Doja is so loud with everything, like so like crazy, is because she wants to be so like forced out that like in her soul she doesn't want to be part of the Illuminati or wants to like actually worship the devil or anything. She wants to like get so far out crazy so that they push her out and that she can like become sane again. Like
Interesting.
in her heart of hearts she like is actually
Like
a good
she almost
person.
wants to be canceled.
She almost wants
in
to
a
be
way, so
canceled
that she can just not be.
yeah,
famous
so that
she
she
should
maybe
just-
can't do music anymore.
She should just
That's really
be
interesting.
hanging out with what's her name? Oh, this would have worked way better if I would have remembered her name.
Hanging
Yeah,
out.
you're losing me.
Oh,
Yes.
Lizzo.
Oh,
Why couldn't I
Lizzo.
think of that?
Yeah,
I don't like. I didn't know
don't
where
know.
you were going.
Just
with
ignore that comment. That was annoying that I couldn't remember her name. Anyway,
But
keep that in.
but I don't know. That's just another theory. Is that I mean maybe these people that are or have been a part of it want to be out of it. I don't really know honestly what I believe about the Illuminati. My 2 cents or just
It honestly scares me.
Yeah, I
too
don't
much.
really
I
wanna
need
go
to. I
down
need to
that.
not believe that it's real because it's
because
scary.
it feels better,
to
and
me.
I would love to think that, but I also know like truly there's a spiritual warfare going on.
Yeah,
Wherever
totally.
you're at,
Totally.
you guys, there is forces of good and evil. Okay. What
Yeah.
I know is that I want to be on the good side. I don't want to get entangled in all
And
that stuff.
I want to believe that the people the celebrities I look up to are on the good side too. I think that's why I
that
don't
makes
want to
sense.
believe the Illuminati. Because if I believe in the Illuminati,
yeah.
Taylor Swift's definitely in there.
That's
And
I
don't want to
whole
believe that.
conspiracy.
So I'm just going to believe that none of it is
Sure.
true.
That's why I'm like, you could go
and that
down
she
every
is
single person of power and fame. And I think that's a lot of like what I've been diving into all these conspiracies is like, I really don't think us as humans ever should have been at these crazy levels of fame. And
Oh,
also
no.
when you as a person worship another person to the extent of like, say the Beehive or the Swiftie. I mean, those are just
Yeah.
2 of the top examples. I do think that there is a line that has been crossed in
Oh, totally.
just being a fandom where you worship this person and you do
anything.
go crazy.
Anything. Yeah.
Yes.
I think, and that's, sorry, but that's what the Illuminati wants. They want people to get to that point where they can literally control a crowd of hundreds of people and say jump, and they say, okay, hi. Like we'll do
that's why I'm
anything
like,
for you.
"Ugh."
We'll do anything for you, B. Anything for you, T Swift.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dang, I think that's gonna be a hot take. I feel like there's gonna be like, no, I'm a Swiftie, so I don't
Right.
believe that, or I am a.
On a lighter note, you guys,
Yeah.
how do we feel about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce? What do we think about
I
that?
feel good about it. I'm happy for them.
Okay,
honestly,
Mary, you're not.
I'm not going to lie.
looking-
Well, okay, here's the thing. I have a bad taste in my mouth
Ooh.
of Travis Kelce.
why?
I do. I did not like how he reacted at the Super Bowl. I thought it was so cocky and so douchey. When he like in the interview, he was like, none of y'all thought we were going to win. None of you had any belief in any of us. Like there was no like, thank you fans. It was all like, no one had any faith in us and we showed all of you wrong. And I'm like,
Was that-
"Ugh,
Was that the first
douchey.
Super Bowl you ever watched? Because that pretty much happens like every year.
No, but I'm just saying I don't like that. And so would you want one of your friends dating someone who acted like that? No.
I guess
Shoot,
You know?
okay, that's
Okay.
a hot take.
So
I like it in the sense of like my friend Lauren, who I went to the Taylor Swift concert with, she equated it of like I love the feeling of like a new crush. Like that like flitter in
Sure.
your
Mhm.
heart. And so like that's kind of fun to like see that like thinking back to like college or high school whenever you like go to your boyfriend's like soccer games or whatever. and
That
be
was
like,
literally
"Oh
in
my
one of
God."
her songs.
Like there's like flutters in
Yeah.
your heart like watching him do the thing that he loves. And so I love that for her, like that she like went and she did that
shared
and
with
like
his
that's so fun.
mom, and
But I just like don't I just am not I don't know. I don't think it's
it's
gonna
just like
last.
a fling.
Like
You think it's just a fling?
I think
Okay.
it's a fling, yeah, which is fine. Like,
Yeah.
girl,
Fling it up.
get it. I don't have any problems with it. But I'm not gonna get like super entranced in it, I
Yeah.
guess. Because I just don't
Well,
I think she can do
what
so
I
much
would
better.
love to see is ESPN stop posting about Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift every
Yeah.
second of my life, because I follow ESPN because I really want to know about sports, and I could just absolutely, like, I saw it and I was like, okay, that's kind of fun.
Totally. It's gonna give people another reason to hate Taylor Swift,
100%.
honestly.
100%.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. They're targeting the wrong
Yeah.
demographic.
I did hear some crazy stats that like the Chiefs like tickets went up by like 300% though when people
and his jersey
Yes.
sales.
Yeah.
His jersey's like
there
sold
goes Taylor
out
again,
Yeah.
affecting economies in a positive way. So
Totally.
I don't
See,
know.
Totally.
That's another theory, is that there's like Alex Earl, that like content
Yeah.
creator that like became
Mhm.
famous, and Taylor Swift in the same week were like posting about like these guys in the NFL. They're like,
Mhm.
ESPN knows how to capture certain stories because it's going to boost
Yeah.
this whole
Right.
other demographic. So I
Yeah.
actually think it's kind of, even if it doesn't work out between them,
It's smart.
it's smart because they're raising the roof for so many things that like the NFL were like, why would we ever reach the Swifties? But now they're like, Taylor's dating the Travis Kelce, so like put them here. So
I
kinda think
have
it's
another
genius.
thought though. Well, someone told me this. They thought about asking Taylor Swift to do the Super Bowl. However, it would have targeted the wrong demographic in terms of ticket sales, and you would have had too many Swifties wanting to go to the Super Bowl
That's
just to watch Taylor
hilarious.
Swift, and then you would get the wrong
Totally.
environment. You'd get the wrong fan
Yeah.
base, and no one would actually be there for football, which is, I mean, it's the Super Bowl. I mean, this is
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
epicenter of all things American football. So,
Yep. Well, and she's not going to do anything that she's not in control of.
yeah.
Like, you'll never see her on a podcast. You will never see her. You'll only see her do shows that she plans, that she executes, that she knows her marketing team, her like PR team knows exactly what's going to happen, because her life is orchestrated so that she like doesn't get canceled.
Totally.
You know?
Totally.
That's that's what a hard way to friggin' live.
I know. Glad it ain't me.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm going to
Yeah.
pass the baton. Illuminati. And I think this is a great segue for you, Mare, to really pick up, because, you know, I got some
Oh,
thoughts
yeah.
about that myself. So, Mare, take it away.
Okay.
Oh boy.
So I want to dig in to Michael
Mm.
Jackson. A lot of you submitted this, and I have some thoughts.
Yeah.
Okay. I 100,000% believe that he is alive. At the beginning of this episode, we said like a lot of these are just kind of funny. Like we don't necessarily believe. No, I believe this one. I will say I don't have all of the necessary information that I wish I had at this exact moment. One of my very good friends has this whole like PowerPoint presentation that he made
I
for
love
this,
it.
that he
I
showed
love it.
us, and that it convinced me. And I tried today to get that, and I could not reach him. So I don't have all of that information, but I will get that information, and we will be
Sure.
posting that.
And I
on
will say the
Instagram.
first time you
Yeah,
ever brought
that's
this
good.
up to me, Mare, I was like, okay, whatever. And I am like a diehard Michael Jackson fan.
Casey
And you can
loves
think, I
him.
mean, you can think whatever you want about MJ. He has my heart and soul.
We've said this. Casey said this before.
Probably.
She cries once a year
Once a
thinking
year.
about him.
Oh
will- I
yeah,
have
a-
she did say
I will,
that.
and I had it probably last month after we talked about
That's wild.
this the last time. So anyway, please take it away.
Mhm.
I'm all
So
ears.
all that being said, I fully believe that he is alive. There are so many little things that like play into it, like for the fact that it was a cardiac arrest that killed him supposedly. Why was it a closed casket?
Oh, I love that question.
At the funeral, why wasn't there why wasn't his
Right.
body shown? There's another theory that he had like a body double, and his body double was diagnosed with cancer. And there's a theory that his body double dying gave him an out to
Ooh.
like, let's bury this
Ooh.
body, because
That's
supposedly
crazy.
from this source that I read about, it was probably not factual, but
Wikipedia.
yeah, right. I don't even remember what website it was, but they said that body double, his family got like a lump sum of money on the day of Michael Jackson's death, on the day that it was like announced, like a payout. And so I don't know if that
Interesting.
is true or not, but that's another theory of how he could be alive. There's something about the ambulance
Oh my
switches
gosh.
that
I
he
totally-
like
yes.
went to.
Yes.
Have you seen that? There's something about like the ambulance numbers like don't line up. Like they should. I see, and this is where I wish I had that presentation because he had it laid out so nicely. But it was like the ambulance. Like if you look at some of the like paparazzi pictures or whatever, the ambulance numbers don't line up from like when it left the scene to arriving at the hospital. Like it was a different ambulance. And there's a video of an ambulance with the numbers that match from the scene going somewhere else and him being carried into another building.
I think he walked.
Have you seen that too, Casey?
He walked out of the back of the
yes,
ambulance.
Walking. Yes.
And it looked like him.
Yes.
Actually.
Yes. Yes. There's just so many things like that that's like, there's no way. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Where there's smoke, there's fire. And there's a whole lot of freaking smoke around this.
Interesting.
Another thing about Michael Jackson is that he was really the master of disguising. So he loved to dress up and be other people and go into social situations where he was Michael Jackson, but dressed up as somebody else. So no one would initially know upon like talking to him or staring at him that's oh my gosh, that's Michael Jackson. So, I mean, I don't know if you know this one, Mare, but there's a theory that he actually was at his own funeral and that he dressed up
I heard that.
as a woman in a blonde wig and actually sat in like the front row and was able to he was able to watch his own funeral and no one knew it was him. That one blows my mind.
Yeah. That's wild. There was one too of like him being at the X Factor. Did you see that? His brothers performed at like an X Factor show and there was like someone that said that they saw him there, but the picture of that looked not real. Like that one I was like, nah, that's not him. That's just a guy. Yeah. Yep.
So what do you think he would have done? Like, was he just trying to get out of the public eye, or what's the theory says?
I think the conspiracy is that he was in a lot of debt.
Okay.
Oh.
That's what I saw, but I also don't know if I believe that because he's like worth like $500 million. Or you know what I mean? Like he's worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
Do you have something about that, Casey? Do you have a theory?
I do, you guys. Okay, so really why I say Merritt go after me and passing the baton because the Illuminati and this whole situation have a lot of ties and a lot of communication. So basically, Michael Jackson was in a contract with Sony Records, and he owed them a couple more albums before he was able to get out of it. Within that there's a whole nother situation with that. But the biggest thing is like he just needed to get done with those contracts so that he could move on. And so he was on his last tour. The tour was called This Is It. Okay. This was his final run. He was going on a world tour. It was going to be insane. I remember asking my mom if I could get tickets, which was super far-fetched, so it wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
But as he's rehearsing for this is when he is murdered, essentially, by the doctor who administers too many who administers a drug that's literally only legal in surgery, right? And so basically able to tranquilize an elephant.
Or do you remember?
The doctor? Or
the drug.
I'm not remembering the drug off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But basically he would administer this to Michael Jackson. This would make him go to sleep because he couldn't sleep. I think because of the pressures of life. I mean, it's freaking Michael Jackson. He's been famous since he was 5 years old, maybe younger. But I think along with this, I think there was people he wasn't listening to. I think he wanted creative freedom. Also, super funny, Kenny Ortega was helping coordinate his entire
like High School Musical guy,
helping coordinate his entire This Is It tour, which I think is super, super funny.
That is funny.
But I think he was making a lot of people mad. I don't think he was listening. And I think he was still in the grips of something that he maybe said yes to a long time ago that was still following him, and that it eventually messed him up. Because, oh my goodness, you guys are going to laugh at me. David Dobrik. What the heck? Why am I saying his name?
Oh, David.
So David Dobrik knew this girl who was approached by the Illuminati. Okay. And
wait, what?
Yeah, that's a whole nother thing. You guys got to watch that video. So basically what happened, she was approached by the Illuminati, blah, 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 blah. She ends up going to a party later on. David's invited, and there's a lot of these old Hollywood people. Like when you think of Hollywood, like the OG, these are some of the guys.
Yeah.
And she said, I was approached by the Illuminati, and they're like, ooh, you don't want to get mixed up with those guys. It really, really messed up my friend. My friend was Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
What
Oh my
the
gosh.
heck?
So it's all
That's so
connected.
interesting.
It's all connected.
It's wild. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if he was still
That gave
alive,
me
Yeah.
chills.
I
Like,
would. If he was still alive, I would literally pass away from just sheer excitement. But I know he could.
If he was alive, you would
if,
not.
I wouldn't
yeah,
be.
if he's alive,
if he was alive, I
Casey's
wouldn't
dead.
be. I mean, I would just love. I would love
Yeah.
to see him perform once live. That was really my dream. But it's okay. I understand if he's in hiding. Like, I get it. Stay home.
How old would he
Yeah.
be by now? I'm gonna see.
I think he was like 2 years older than my parents, or 3 years older than my parents. So I think he'd be 65, 66. Sorry,
Yeah.
Mom.
Yeah, something around that.
Sorry, Mom. for
Sorry,
exposing her
Mom.
age.
I don't know much about that conspiracy. I know a lot of people have that one kind of underway. Actually, someone at work was saying, he's like, there's just so much evidence to prove it. And that's what is interesting about that theory specifically. The one that I'm kind of like fascinated in is the Titanic theory, the Titanic conspiracy theory. And
What is this theory?
it essentially states that the Titanic and this other ship, the Olympic, were like swapped last minute, and they just wanted it to look like this Titanic one sank, but it really was the Olympic. And the theory, I think, comes from a lot of things, but one was that a lot of famous people, celebrities, were supposed to go on the ship and then last minute pulled out. So they were either trying to save them and kill someone else, or just like, I'm sure money was involved.
Insurance
like
money.
Insurance money.
Yeah.
So I mean, this girl on TikTok kind of like stated it like, I mean, she went down a whole thing, and I was like so there with her. I was like, whatever you're saying, I'm just believing everything you're saying. But these photos of the Olympic had, a certain amount of portholes on the side of the ship, and then the Titanic also had a certain amount. Well, they were different. Like, they were like two more few on the Titanic than the Olympic. And when the photos came back from like, oh, like setting off to sail, whatever, the boat that was going out to sail had the same number as this other boat. So it was like physically, like the structure of the ship was different and not what they thought it was. And I don't know, I could kind of see how that could be accurate. Again, I don't know all the freaking details, but just
Yeah.
I feel like when money,
That's really interesting.
yeah, when money's involved, when people in power are involved, and especially just the fact that happened and like people backed out last minute, I'm like, there's someone in a government somewhere that is controlling this scenario, and it feels like it could be one of them, to be honest.
Totally.
Yeah. And like, okay, conspiracy theories. I feel like conspiracy theories get a bad rap, especially after like COVID, after 2020, like QAnon. Like, there's so many.
Yeah,
like,
there's a lot.
but there are some that end up being
Yeah.
true. Like the like the MK Ultra
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
in like the 60s.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
The government was using LSD
Mhm.
in like prisons to see if they could like mind control
That's
and see if they could use that for their enemies.
crazy.
And that was like a conspiracy theory that literally was
Yep.
true. That's factual. Like,
Mm.
you can look that up. Like, so all that to say, like, yes, take all this with a grain of salt, because none of these things are
Right.
proven.
Yeah.
But I think that, again, where there's smoke, there's fire. There's something up.
If someone's
know?
having a second thought about it, then we better be aware. I mean,
Yeah.
even when I was like looking at some of these theories this week, there was one about TikTok that I was kind of curious about. And because we have a different TikTok than China
Right.
has, and they're the one producing the app, like, I guess the theory, which I feel like this is probably factual, but like they're controlling us in the sense of obviously what we see and what we like, the stuff that we interact with, the content that's provided, because I guess in China theirs is more educational and informational. But I'm like, I think they're trying to make a mockery out of us, because we go on that app and we just either scroll for hours, we get like, we literally wake up the next day and are like crazy because we're like, yeah, I had one of those like 4 a.m. TikTok scrolls, and like everybody's done it. But I think it's so crafty with how they have it's
100%.
I would not say I learn maybe an educational thing every once in a while, and normally it's like a
Sure.
recipe, but it's not like actual education.
It's not beneficial.
No,
really,
no.
to our like itself as a whole.
Exactly.
It's entertainment.
I mean, we
Yeah,
definitely
that's a
go
good way to
through
put
like
it.
800 different emotions whenever we're scrolling on TikTok. Like, I mean,
yeah.
or Instagram Reels or whatever, wherever you watch your
Mhm.
videos. Because I know we all occasionally dabble in some
Yeah.
videos. Like you're watching something
Yeah.
about, you know, like an animal that's super cute, and then you watch a baby, and then you have like, oh, now there's climate change. Oh, what are we gonna do? The world's doomed. And then, oh, and then you have this, and then
Like funny
yes,
prank.
and you're going through all of
yeah.
these different emotions in a matter of like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's insane.
It just plays into the instant gratification.
Totally.
Yeah.
Like even if you go to like any sports bar, there's a TV now, at least one that has like the short form comedy clips on there. Like a TikTok that is like, it shows like a 10-second clip.
Interesting.
Like
Just
it
to grab
rotates
people's
through, almost like
attention.
you're scrolling.
Makes sense.
Yeah, because we can't pay attention to like TV
Yeah.
anymore.
That's so
Like
sad.
3-minute videos, I know, like, or like in school and stuff, it's harder for kids to
Oh,
pay
yeah.
attention. I've been seeing a lot of videos on TikTok with just kids are not, you know, the same as they used to be before COVID, and attention
No.
spans are way worse. And Mary, I'm sure you could speak to that considering you were an actual teacher and lived through it.
Yeah.
And that it's just, it's harder and harder for kids to just stay engaged because we do everything in short 30-second increments at most. And so to ask a kid, okay, I need you to sit, watch this 3 to 10 minute video and tell me and summarize what
Yeah, no
happened.
way.
I don't think that's happening.
Yeah, that's true. This is kind of a hard left, but I have one that I think would be kind of funny to talk about. The whole Simpsons conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
The fact that they have
Yes.
single-handedly predicted some of the most outrageous things, including COVID, Trump being president, Hawaii being burned, a more recent one, Kobe Bryant's death, amongst a lot of other
9/11.
things. But like 9/11,
Yeah.
just like things that are crazy. And I guess the theory is that someone is a time traveler. What do you guys think of that?
Whoa.
I
Yeah.
like that.
I do like that a
I
lot.
like that.
I like the concept of time traveling.
Yeah.
I'd like to.
Same.
That's
think
better.
it's
I thought you were
real.
gonna say it's like someone in it is a part of the Illuminati, and the Illuminati is running
Oh,
everything.
Well, it
No, I
all
was
comes back
not
to the
gonna bring-
Illuminati, baby. That's what I'm
That
saying.
probably
They
is a
all
theory.
do.
That probably is a theory.
I
But
think
no,
I've
the
heard
theory
that
is
one.
that someone on like the production team or something is a time traveler. And so there's going to be things coming, like we're going to see more and more of being like, that's, you know, another outlandish worldly
Yeah.
thing that happened. But on, I guess, devil's advocate side is like, if you say so many crazy things and like maybe one of them will be true, I'm like, I haven't even seen a full episode, but I'm like, I don't even know if like, is every scene like this crazy stupid thing?
I don't think so.
You know what I mean?
I think it's every once in a while something just hits. And I think the crazy thing about the Simpsons episode, because I've watched like videos on it. I don't think I've ever really watched maybe like a full episode, maybe like one or two. But I think the crazy
Yeah.
thing is that when they do make the prediction, the way that they also portray it is like also accurate. It's not just like a passing thing. It's not just like,
Oh yeah.
like, you know, when they predicted Trump being president, it's not just that they predicted Trump being president. They predicted him going down an escalator and waving at people. Like he literally did
yeah, yeah.
that act. And I think there's been a lot of things that they've predicted, and not only predicted, but literally played out exactly what happens in real life. That's the part that gets really creepy. So it's like, is this just coincidence, or are they getting lucky? Are they just making stuff up? Because
Right.
I mean, I personally have never really made a prediction that has come true. I think everything I'm like, oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
definitely gonna happen. I don't think I've ever done that my entire life.
Especially the whole 9/11. Like I forgot that was one of the big ones.
Mhm.
Like that's
It's huge.
crazy.
How do you guess that? How do you even begin
Yeah,
to
that's wild.
say these are gonna get? Oh yeah, these are gonna fall down someday.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Oh, speaking of 9/11, that was another conspiracy theory that someone wrote in, and it was that 9/11 was an inside job.
Mm.
Yeah.
I don't know too much about that conspiracy, but that one is kind of interesting to
Yeah.
kind of like think about.
Yeah, that is really wild.
But then it makes me go back to my theory. Like one of my personal theories is just like news is fake. Like people are only just putting in front of you what they want to, and you have the bias of watching it and like taking it or dissecting it.
Yeah.
And I feel like just because we, especially right now in the 21st century, are just like consuming so much content and so much data. Like what we see on the news is curated, what we see on our phones is curated, like every single thing is curated. And I feel like I just like go down the rabbit hole of if 9/11 was an inside job, but you know, the news and everything made it seem like it was this terrorist attack. How like just how crazy would that actually be? Because you've just heard for so long by these air quotes like trusted like people that you're like, this is like how I'm getting all my information, and just tells you something that's like like a lie. Like that would just be crazy. And I'm sure there are things that are either overly exaggerated or, you know, manipulated in some way, but that kind of stuff too makes my head friggin' hurt.
I think that's like the beauty of conspiracy theories is like we can go in circles all day long. We can come up with different theories. We can, you know, go down rabbit holes within one theory to the next. But at the end of the day, nobody knows. And we just get to sit here in that agony of just like, well, I don't know. Guess we'll find out someday. I think you know, when I go to heaven someday, there's a few questions that I'm going to ask. I know they also say once you get to heaven, there's things you're just going to know and there's things you're not going to care about anymore. Yeah. But I always like to, I want to come up with one solid question in my lifetime. Then I'm like, okay, I have
about the Illuminati.
Well, just, I mean, I want a good question. Mary, you said you have yours. What is it?
Yes. What is the purpose of a mosquito? Literally, what purpose do they serve? They have literally no benefit. No benefit. They just transfer blood all around and get people sick.
That's true. I thought you were gonna say what is the meaning of life or something.
No, what's the purpose of a mosquito? Why are they here? Is it part of the fall?
Yeah, that is a great question though. Like I guess
that is fascinating.
Those and possums. What benefit do possums
maybe like
bring
ticks
either?
Too.
Well, it's the only marsupial in the United
Throwing
States.
Ticks.
So or North America.
Wow, that's so interesting.
I'm full of random facts. Yeah. That's a really good question.
I would know my question.
That's a really good.
That's my question.
Every once in a while I'll be like, "Oh, heaven question." That's my heaven question. But then I think about a new one.
Make a notes
I
app
know.
of it.
We do this a lot though in my family. We'll just be like, "Ooh, that's a heaven question." Because sometimes you just you can't answer it. And you just there's no point grappling with it. You just have to be like, it's a heaven question.
And you know what? I feel like when I get to heaven and I ask God, why do you create these things? He's gonna go, I don't know.
He's like, I thought they were cool and I was having fun up there.
He's gonna say, cause I can,
you know.
And I'll say, good enough, God.
You know, I feel like
thanks, Pops.
That could be a whole conspiracy theory with people who are like non-believers of like everything, like the flood didn't really happen, or which there is like legit proof of like all the things in the Bible, but like, or even like the earth, I wrote down the earth being 2 billion years old. In my mind, I'm like, shouldn't we be farther along if the world was 2 billion years old? Like we're actually really dumb if it's not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're sitting here talking about conspiracy
it.
Theorists on a podcast. Like, shouldn't we be more advanced than that?
And maybe that's a hot take, and I'm sorry if you don't agree with that, but I just feel like I mean, you could go down the rabbit hole of anything, but a kind of like stupid, funny one to kind of end on before we do Mare's segment is,
I got a good one today.
Ooh, I'm excited. Is my conspiracy theory is that when I'm at a gas station and I'm filling up with gas, I've finished up, and I don't press yes or no to do you want a receipt, someone is then going to come up behind me and like take my money. Like the next person that is like using that pump. Like if I don't press yes or no and I don't see the thank you for choosing blah, 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 someone's stealing all of my money and I'm going bankrupt, LOL. Going to have no money and then I'm broke. Thank you.
You're a little special.
So I'm going to go down that rabbit hole, but that is truly a theory that I have. And so every time I'm like really OCD, I'm like, I have to.
I was going to say, that just sounds like a compulsion.
Well,
like, the narrowing of the eyes that Meredith and I have as she was explaining that whole situation.
I definitely have a compulsion.
Because I'm not going to lie, I've thought that too of like, I need to make sure that it says, thank you, come again. Or else like, someone's going to be able to like get gas off of my car.
Yeah.
But I know that that's not real.
It's like not going to happen, but like I would think about it all day if I did.
I mean, if you want to think about it like that, it's like anytime you go somewhere like to a restaurant or something, you never go through that process of would you like a receipt or not. They do it for you. So hypothetically, anytime you give your card to anyone,
Why
you
you
are
asking?
in jeopardy of, as Kiara would say,
Well,
going
I don't
into
wanna know
bankruptcy.
that. Yeah, going into
I mean,
please.
the truth is that's just how it is. I mean, in other countries, they look at you crazy if you try to give them your card. It's like, why would you take my card? That's absolutely
true.
insane. I mean,
That's another conspiracy theory.
not to like freak you out, but there's a lot of other ways that your information can get stolen rather than the gas station.
Thanks a lot for
You're
bringing all of those
welcome.
other ways
Can I-
to mind.
Can I tell you a childhood conspiracy theory
Ooh,
that I
sure.
had? And I told Noah this, and he was like, I wish you would have told me this before we were married. No, when I was little, this shows how like egotistical little kids are,
Okay.
specifically me. It's kind of along the lines of like simulation
Okay.
theory.
Oh,
but I
man,
had
that's a
this
good one.
belief. I was not real. I didn't actually believe it, but I was like, what if? Like, I wouldn't be surprised if this was true. Everyone around me was an alien.
Oh, wow.
And their sole purpose in life was to like torment me.
That's horrific.
That's a really sad theory.
I'm so sorry for
What
you,
the
Mary.
But that was
freak?
like I would like think about that, like every single person on earth is just an alien, which is like so egotistical. It's literally
You
the
are
world
the main
revolves around me.
character.
But that I'm the main character, guys. But that was, and then I obviously grew up and was like, nah, that's not it. But
That would keep me awake at
but
night.
it's a little simulation theory-ish.
Yeah,
of
that
like,
is simulation
this is
theory.
just like a plot line that someone created. Like, my life isn't real. None of this really matters.
Wow,
type of
that's
thing.
morbid
Dang.
for a young child, Mare. I'm really sorry you
I
had to go through
know.
that.
Yeah, she's
Well,
wild. She's wild up there.
so
in the
she
Kind of
Caribbean.
lighten the mood on conspiracy theories. This is kind of a conspiracy theory / my dad told me this was true, so of course I believed it. I love pickles. You guys know this. My sister,
Yeah.
Carlene.
I ate yours once, and you ripped my head off.
Because that's to give you guys context. We went to McDonald's. We got a McDouble. Bryce took off his pickles because this is the ritual. He doesn't really like pickles. I do. He takes them off. I put them on my sandwich. And he
On the
set it
wrapper.
down, and I went to go grab it. I'm like, Bryce, where are your pickles? And Mare's like, oh, I ate them. And I went, excuse me?
Well,
She was,
they were just laying there.
They were just
sitting there.
I thought,
I remember
I thought they
that.
were open game for anyone. I was like, no, they're not. They're not. So you have pickles in my fridge at any point of the day. I love pickle juice. Come at me. I don't care. I'll drink it till I die. I love pickle juice. So anyway, my dad hates pickles with a passion. He knew that I liked pickles from a young age. I'm all about the pickles. So he told me that pickles turn your blood to water.
What?
Why would he do that?
Because he didn't want me to eat them all the time. So he
That's
told me you can
wild.
have like one or two, or you need to keep it like you can't have too many because you'll die basically because your blood's going to turn to water and you need blood. And I was like, oh my gosh, you're okay. I'll just be really careful. Like I'll make sure. And anytime I had a pickle, he's like, be careful. I'm going to turn your blood to water.
He's like, come on, come
Yeah.
on.
And I'm like, okay, you're right, Dad. I
That's
gotta
so
keep it
mean.
limited. And then I got older, and then I kind of learned that it doesn't do that.
Yeah. Was it just like, tell me, was it like college?
No,
It was like,
You
yes,
were like,
yesterday.
I will say it was probably like older
That's
elementary
funny.
school. I mean, it didn't stop me from eating pickles,
Sure.
but I was just very, I ate them in moderation. Where now
You're like,
I
I'm water.
constantly have a pickle jar in my fridge full of pickles, not for condiments, for eating purposes exclusively. So thank you, Dad. Thanks.
I like
That's
that.
a funny one. There's
All
like
right,
a bunch
Mare.
of those like seeds, like you eat a watermelon seed or a popcorn
Yeah,
seed, and
yeah.
there's gonna be a tree growing in your stomach.
Yeah.
I believe
Yeah.
those ones too. But yeah, let's do it, Mare.
Yeah, Mare.
Okay, guys. So for today, I'm not giving you an option.
Oh,
We
Ooh.
have just one
Okay.
thing, and this is what we're going to do.
Better be good.
I'm going to show you celebrities, and you have to categorize them cat or dog.
I'm obsessed.
okay.
Okay?
I'm ready.
Oh my gosh.
Starting off.
Okay.
I have to
Wait.
close my eyes.
Kira's eyes are closed. Why are they
Oh well, I guess
Jay
I can't.
Leno.
Cat.
Dog.
Jay Leno. Cat or dog?
Interesting.
I say
I
cat.
say cat.
I don't know. He gives me
He's a cat.
big time like golden retriever vibes, like constantly just wanting approval and
Okay,
attention.
okay, I could see it.
Oh no, he screams.
He's a nighttime
Okay,
host
next.
to me. I don't know. Like they just want approval.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Next, Bill Murray.
Also cat.
I think a cat for that one. He's kind of aloof. He doesn't care.
He just kind of
Sure,
looks like
yeah.
a cat, not in a mean way, but just
Yeah.
he looks cat.
I'm thinking white shaggy dog. One of those white shaggy dogs that have like red around their eyes.
Stop.
Okay.
But
Okay.
but also that's basically a
Okay.
cat. So
I was like, I think you described
Okay.
a cat.
we need to check in here. Oh, easy one. Madonna.
Cat.
Cat. Easy.
If you don't say
I'm gonna
cat,
go dog.
no.
I'm gonna
no,
say dog.
literally look at her
No,
eyes.
Kiara,
Look at her eyes. She's
no.
a cat.
I think dog.
Kiara, you're wrong.
I think one of those
Nah,
really
you're
tiny, like a
wrong.
chihuahua.
No.
Like a dog that's not.
I couldn't
Yep,
disagree with you more.
I'm sticking on it.
Mm,
I'm
All
sticking
right.
with it. Chihuahua.
Toby
dog.
Keith.
Dog.
That is a literal human dog.
Dog.
That is a human dog.
That's a dog.
That's a dog.
That's a dog. George Clooney.
Also
Dog.
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 Yeah, big dog energy.
Big dog.
dog energy.
Big dog
That's
energy.
hilarious. I don't even know, but I'm gonna say
All right.
cat. I feel like they're cat vibes. Let's see if I'm right.
Jessica Alba.
Oh, I love Jessica Alba. She
I
was
don't
like,
know.
oh, she's a cat. I love Jessica Alba. Oh my word! If you've never seen the movie
Yeah.
Honey, this
Oh,
was me
yeah.
and my sister Carlene's favorite movie. Well, I mean, maybe she just said that to, make me feel good about myself. This movie came out like 2003, and she dances, and it's
Sure.
Oh my gosh, you guys! There's a choreography you could
So
learn at
good.
the end, and I learned it. And maybe I should
Mm.
perform it
Yeah,
for
I
you guys
learned it.
someday.
She was a half and half for me. She kind of I could see both for her.
Oh.
I would agree with that. Either a small dog or a cat.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Paris Hilton.
Cat.
She has a dog, so dog.
Cat.
She
Oh.
has a one of those little
She has a little
tiny
chihuahua.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like a
Pomeranian. She has a
teacup
Pomeranian or something.
dog or something. Yeah, something like that.
All right. Rihanna.
Dog.
She's a dog. She's like a pit bull, but like a cute
Yeah,
one.
that's what I was
Sure.
thinking. Like a hefty, like a really loving hefty dog or Rottweiler or something.
Hefty dog.
Yes, a hefty. You know what I mean? A hefty dog.
I don't know what you mean.
Okay.
I don't.
A built
Amer-
dog.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of 9/11.
Oh God.
George
He's
Bush.
a dog.
Oh no, he's a
a
yeah, he's
dog.
a
He's
dog.
He's a straight dog.
He's a dog.
He's like
a dog.
he's like a golden retriever. Like he's that typical white family with a
Yeah.
golden retriever, especially someone
Okay.
in the political realm.
4 more.
Okay.
I got 4 more. Okay. Nah, 3
Okay.
more. Matthew McConaughey.
All right.
Shoot, I see
I
him with a
think he's a
cat.
dog.
All right.
I think he's a dog.
alright.
I see a cat.
I'm
I
gonna
see
say
like 2 cats.
Oh, he's.
I'm gonna say
he's
dog.
2 cats, not just
He's
one
2
cat.
cats.
Ooh, all right.
He has 2.
Oh, this one's easy. If you guys don't say, Britney Spears.
She's a cat.
She's a dog.
No, she's a cat.
She's
a
a dog.
Kara, break the tie.
I know. I don't.
She's like a terrier,
No.
or maybe like a
No,
a
no.
Cavalier.
She's a cat that's been
Spaniel.
in the family for
I think I would say
17
dog.
years.
Oh,
And she's a little mangy,
No,
but she won't
this,
die.
This picture of Britney though. This picture of Britney is when she was in her prime though.
she's an old white dog. Those shaggy dogs. Pretty
All
much
right,
an
last
Oreo.
one. We're saving the best
Okay.
for last. Oprah.
Cat.
She's a cat
Is
all the
she?
way.
I'm gonna go cat.
She's
I
a cat
think
all the
so.
way.
Okay. She's
Big
like a
cat
she's like a
energy.
tricky cat.
I
think
also
she's a
feel
tricky cat.
a little bit weird. I think
Mm.
all of
Sphinx?
mine that are cats are girls, and all mine that are boys are dogs. I think I
Yeah.
noticed that pattern in
That's
myself.
kind of-
I don't remember what I said. I actually
makes
truly
sense.
don't remember any one we just talked about except for Oprah.
Yeah,
But
and that's the thing about cat or dog. It's really just your own
Yeah.
personal feeling.
except sometimes you're
that
wrong.
was funny.
Like Kiara. Kiara
Except
was
sometimes
wrong
you're wrong,
that
yeah.
one time.
I am so right on that one. I don't even remember who it was.
I don't either, but
I
you were
think
wrong.
also people
I'm in-
could be
I'm in the right.
categorized. People could also be categorized into like reptile and mammal.
Oh,
You know, like there's some people that just kind of look like scaly.
I get that though. I know what you
Or they
mean.
like
wait. Can
have, like,
can I get
sharp
an
features.
example of a scaly person?
Yeah. So like okay. I know exactly right off the top of my head. Who's the guy that played the Goblin in Spider-Man?
Oh yeah.
Spider-Man?
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 Can you show me a photo? Because
No, I
yeah, like the
totally know
old
who you're
one.
talking about.
Is
Yeah,
it-
he's a reptile. Or what are we saying again?
that is so
Yes.
funny. Reptile and mammal?
Wait, what was it again?
Reptile
Okay, I
and
was like,
mammal.
yeah.
This guy.
Yeah, he's a reptile.
Reptile.
He's a straight
Oh,
reptile.
yeah, he is a reptile.
He's a straight reptile.
Yes. What's his
I can't remember.
Interesting.
We should do this. Willem Dafoe. Oh wait, no.
I don't think
No,
I've
that's not
ever
Willem
known his
Dafoe, is
name.
it?
I just call him the
Not a
Goblin.
clue.
I actually think it is Willem Dafoe. But anyways, I didn't know that's who that was. I've only ever heard that name. But anyways, we should put that on our story and see.
Oh, I like
what people
that.
say.
I like
That's
that.
funny.
That's kinda fun.
I
That's
like
fun.
that.
Should we do the dog and cat one, or should we do reptile?
I think we do the dog cat because I would love to know people's opinion.
Yeah. I
Like,
think
do
so too,
they
'cause that's what
agree
we
with
did.
us, or do they
Yeah.
not
Yeah,
agree
that's
with us?
funny.
Slash, who breaks the tie? Because sometimes Kiara said
Yeah.
half dog, half cat, which that doesn't really count as an answer. So
or two
or
cats,
two
Or
cats, that
two
didn't really
cats,
make
which
any sense.
equals two cats.
He's got
I think-
two cats.
I think 2 cats is okay. 3 cats equals a dog.
Oh, 100%.
I agree.
100%.
Yeah.
Like if you were
Girl
gonna,
math.
it was like one of those things where if you
Girl
showed
math.
Taylor Swift, it was like obviously that's a cat. Like obviously.
Yeah,
Totally
yeah,
cat.
she's cat.
Big cat vibes. Absolutely.
big
There's
cat
some that are
energy.
obvious, like Dwayne the Rock
a dog.
Johnson. I'm
He's
sorry,
a dog. He's a straight dog.
He's a dog.
Kira, you're silent.
He's a
Did I
dog.
say?
We
Thought he
didn't
was cat?
do him. We didn't do him.
No, we
Oh,
haven't,
we haven't
done
done
him.
it.
No.
Well, who did we do?
No.
That I was.
Man, I don't know. That was a million years ago. I don't remember.
Dang, I
Yeah,
thought it was
I
him.
don't
for some-
either.
I can like see his face, but oh, Matthew McConaughey. No, I don't know.
Matthew McConaughey. You said 2 cats. Yeah. Oh yeah. This was
No,
fun.
this
That was
super
fun.
And
This was a good one. And it was efficient.
yeah, I know.
Look at us.
We're efficient queens. Hey, you guys, this is all
Yeah.
fun. Like at the end of the day, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
At the end of the day, don't sell your soul to the
Amen.
devil. Be on the lookout for Michael
He's
Jackson.
here.
Don't trust the
No.
government.
Don't trust. Yeah,
That's what we
I think that's what we need to make as the title. Just all of those combined.
Don't,
trust the government.
Yeah.
Dog or cat?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, dog or cat. You choose.
Well, thank
but
you guys.
This was fun.
This
Yeah,
was
I hope
really
you
great, yeah.
enjoyed it, and I'm sure there's like infinite.
Oh, that's
Infinite.
Oh.
That's what I meant to say. Amount of
Okay.
conspiracy theories out there. And we just graved the surface.
great.
Grave.
Kira,
It's
you're
time to
done.
go.
I'm sorry.
You're
okay,
done.
wait.
It's
time
Can
to
we
go.
start? Can we
No,
start?
No.
We have
no,
to start
no.
the beginning of the end again.
Nope. Nope.
No,
Not
that's
staying
it.
Please.
In. No.
No, now you have to because I said no 12 times.
It's time to go to bed.
I'm just getting sleepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for listening, you guys. See you
Yeah, we love you.
next week on
Yeah.
It's Been Forever
Yeah.
podcast.
Hey, feel free DM us on Instagram. Send us an email to itsbeenforeverpod@gmail.com. Interact with us, guys. We want to talk to you. We love when you
Yeah.
comment, and we love when you give us recommendations and all that stuff. Feel free to leave us a review. You can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, or you can listen to us on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you next time.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.